What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here on my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. If it's geeky, if it's nerdy, I'm talking about it here. And right now, I want to give you guys my thoughts on Muppets Now, Episode 2. Which came out on Friday, so I'm a little bit behind. But Muppets Now Episode 2 is a Disney Plus show, and Episode 1 I really liked. Episode 1 I really liked. There was some really funny and basically they're breaking it up into sequences, and Scooter's uploading these sequences into the Muppet Now show is kind of the premise. And you know, last week there were some really funny sequences, and this week wasn't as funny. It wasn't. And it felt a little repetitive, to be honest with you. There was... The first one was a game show. And that one was funny. But it was something that we hadn't seen last week. So the game show was the freshest part of it. And then we get into some stuff that tended to be a little more repetitive. There's another Swedish Chef episode. Swedish Chef, as much as I love him, you know, I don't know that I want to see a Swedish Chef segment every single week. That being said, it was the best segment of the episode. So yeah, I don't know that I want to see a Swedish Chef segment every single episode, but this was clearly, without doubt, undisputedly the best segment of the episode. Very funny stuff. And Danny Trejo was the guest, and they were making mole tacos, and Danny Trejo seems to be a good chef. He was doing things very nicely, and Swedish Chef making mole tacos. He read it as mole tacos. So we'll just leave it at that. And I suggest you watching the episode because it is a funny segment. And then we move into like another fashion segment by Miss Piggy that I just didn't think was all that funny at all. So this episode, while the first episode was delightful and funny and kind of whimsical, you know, the Muppets being back, it had a whimsical nature to it. This episode seemed a little more safe. They didn't take any new chances. They didn't do a lot of stuff different. They kind of stayed in that same box. And I'm okay with the format. I'm okay with the idea of doing, you know, 5 to 7 minute segments, because there's a lot of stuff you can do with the Muppets in those short segments. But I definitely want to see them break out of, well, we got to have Miss Piggy fashion segment. We got to have the Swedish Chef segment. We got to do this. We got to have Scooter talking on the internet. We got to have that too. You know, let's break out away from that a little bit. Let's keep the format, but switch up the stories. I liked it. I still liked it. I watched the whole thing. There were several laughs. I just didn't like it as much as episode 1. So, hopefully episode 2 turns out around. But guys, what did you think of Muppets Now episode 2? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. Maybe you liked it better than the first one. I don't know. But either way, I'd like to know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me here at the LQ Review. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you later.